beautiful in Dallas, Texas. I don't know how it is where you are, but each day you wake up, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to wake up and be in the land of the living. When I was in my 20s, what it is. You wake up every day. It's like there's another day. But once you mature, you learn that life is not promised to you just because you're young and vibrant. You start to be thankful for the little things that you have because I don't know about you, but some people I went to high school with, even elementary, junior high school with, they're not living today. Some by circumstances and some by their choices. If you look at my title today, hey Trip, how are you? If you look at my title today, it's real simple. Not gonna be on here a long time. You know, in life we make choices and we make some good choices. Sometimes we make some bad choices. Sometimes we make some downright stupid choices and we end up kicking ourselves at the end of it. Thank you so much, Chill. Shout out to you, Chill. Um, hey, Deborah and Chill. To, um, I want you to be happy. I really like Krista, and plus she's my birthday twin. So I hope that, and I mean this with my whole heart. I hope that all is well, and you guys will prosper, and that most of all, put God first. So shout out to you. Shout out to Krista. And I mean that with my whole heart. I love, and I appreciate when people and love when people are sincere um, in their affections of each other. The fakeness is repulsive to me when people are fake with it, but shout out to you. I um, I like I like the connection, and I really do. So God bless you. And when I say things, I mean it with my whole heart because as I speak life into his relationship, into his friendship with someone else, I speak life into my own life. And most people don't believe that you can speak life and death is in the power of the tongue. And most people don't even realize the things that you speak and you constantly speak. You're sending messages to not only yourself, but the universe, God, that this is what you deserve. So as I learn to be happy and truly happy for other people, I'm going to be reaping blessings in my own life because I understand that whatever you put out is what you receive. And that's what most people don't realize. Hello, Nishad. I think that's how you pronounce your name. Most people don't realize that. But as I live my life, I'm learning that it's choices that I've made. Some were good, some were bad. And when I get older, as I get older, I'm learning to make better decisions, and um, and I'm choosing life rather than death. I'm choosing to uh, have more of a beautiful spirit than having a negative, bitter spirit. See, we choose to be better or we choose to be bitter. And most people think that, oh, it's God's fault, or and sometimes it's your fault because you chose that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we put things on ourselves. We make ourselves really the target of a lot of bad seeds because or bad karma because of the things that we sown in our lives. And I just know for me, even though things in my life haven't always been what I have wanted to be, even though I have not always felt like life was, really fair, I'm choosing to be better regardless of what life has happened, what has happened in my life. And it's time out for you in your 30s and your 40s, and you're still crying about, hey, Cutting Edge, hey, Miss Collins, and you're still crying about uh, what Big Mama did to me, what my daddy did to me, what my sister, my brother, my anybody, what what Pookie did to me. If we still crying about that 5 years, 10 years, 20 years later, you have a problem. You have a problem. You know what I'm saying? And you are choosing to be bitter instead of being better. What people need to understand is life don't owe you anything. Life is what you make it, and life is what you put in. What you put in life is what you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the times when things wasn't right in my life, it wasn't always because of what God, blaming God, or what my parents, or what my grandparents, or what my sister or brother or whoever. Sometimes sometimes it's me. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we don't realize we choose to be bitter. We choose to be mad all the time. We choose to be angry. And life is about choices. Life is about choices, and the choices you make, it's up to you. You can't blame Big Mama. You can't blame Daddy. You can't blame Mama. Sometimes you got to look at yourself and see, well, what did I do, and how can I make life better for me? See, I spent some of my little life uh being angry at the world, angry at God, angry at the situations that I had to deal with growing up. And I was only hurting myself when I realized that I'm the one that's going to be suffering because I can't choose to forgive. Life is meant to not break you, it's actually meant to build you up. You know what I'm saying? And me crying about what has happened a day ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, that's not going to help me. What's going to help me is to get over it, learn to heal from it, and move forward and do the best that I can with what I got. Again, life is about choices, and what did you add to the situation? And I don't know if y'all got what I said, because sometimes in the area that I'm in, it for whatever reason it loses it loses the connection. But I get so sick and tired of people coming to me with stuff that they could deal with. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like this. In my life, I'm choosing to be better. I don't give a rat's fat, you know what, about you crying about what somebody did to you, how they did this to you. People gonna have to learn to grow up sometime. Hey, Shelby, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, Shelby. Wish Shelby happy birthday. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice. How about that? So I get so sick of that. And I'm like, okay, so what do you want me to do with what somebody done to you? What do you want me to do when it's something that you self-induced on yourself? See, I don't like when people self-induce stuff on themselves, when they do stuff and then they want to blame and cry up to other people. No, take your drama, take your sad story and shove it. I don't have time for none of that. I'm choosing in my life not to be bitter. I'm choosing in my life to speak life in situations instead of death. I'm choosing in my life to move forward and not worry about what happened on yesterday. I can't focus. I can't focus on your trash and your baggage and mine. I got enough. And you know what? Boundaries is what people need to learn. When you love yourself, you start to have boundaries, and you stop letting people dump their foolishness on you, because you got a goal in mind. You're going to make a choice in your mind. Hey, I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to succeed. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to heal. I'm not going to keep allowing people to dump their trash on me. And I started to put boundaries in my life. And once I found out how to have boundaries and how to have to cut people off, I am a much happier person than I have ever been, because I don't allow people to dump their mess on me. You can only go so far with me, and then I'm like, okay, well, this is enough interaction for today. Thank you, and I might talk to you later. You have to know when to cut people off. You have to sometimes know when to limit conversations and interactions with certain people. Because if you're on the journey of trying to be a better person, if you're on a journey to try to heal from some things, if you're on a journey to not be a bitter, just a bitter Betty or a bitter being, you're gonna not entertain certain things, because you understand that energy transfers. It doesn't just stop, it transfers. So when you put your negative stuff on me and I gotta take all that in, that does something to my spirit. And I refuse to let anybody or anything take joy from me. I refuse. You have to sometimes fight for your peace. And some people will get mad at you because you don't want them around. You don't want to entertain their negativity. You don't want to entertain all of the baggage and the stuff that they refuse to get rid of. It's some people that refuse. You can talk them down. You pray with them. You can try to encourage them, and they refuse to get rid of their negative energy. They refuse to let go and move on. They refuse. And guess what I do with those people? I love them, but I limit my time. And sometimes, to show I love myself, I have to sometimes distance myself. Because I don't care what nobody say. I love me more than I love you. And it's just some things I know that's going to wear on me, that's going to tear down my spirit, and I'll allow it to take me down. See, you got to fight for your peace, and you got to also set up some boundaries for yourself. That's a part of self-love. Self-love is not just going and getting your nails and your feet done and getting your done and getting your hair cut or dressing the best. Self-love is taking care of your spirit and making sure people can't just dump their trash on you. I refuse. My peace is so much more important than what you got going on, especially when you refuse to do better. I can see if a person actually wants healing and they make steps towards their healing and they do certain things to help themselves instead of, just going into the mess. But when they are actively participating in their own failure, I can't help you. I can't help you. You're actively participating in your own mess, and I can't help you anymore. I'm sorry. I love you, but I love myself so much more to know when to stop, when to move on, when to cut it off. That's a part of life. See, if you go to Ecclesiastes and you read about the seasons, he talks about the seasons and how everything in the world, everything even in your life has a season. And there's some seasons where it says some things to build and some things to break down. So there's going to be seasons in your life where you're going to build things up, and some things in your life where you're going to build things, you're going to have to break them down. And that's just a part of life. Something, and it says it's a season, to let go. It's a season to keep. So it's all season, and sometimes some people's seasons is up, and it's okay. People need to learn to quit being so obsessive and dependent upon other people and learn to find themselves. Because at the end of the day, your best friend is not another person. Your best friend is really yourself. So if you ain't got enough sense to know, hey, I can't depend on so and so. I can't depend on this person and this person over here. I gotta be the best friend to me. I gotta depend on me. I gotta get myself together where if I don't have nobody else to talk to, I'm still good. I don't know about you, but I enjoy me. Let me go ahead and get this fool up out of here. And if I have some mods, block their ass. I don't know about you, but when I have, let me hide, put this person. When you find out that you actually have more to life than just worrying about haters or worrying about who like you, who don't like you, I'm telling you, you really start to move differently. You really start to move differently. You really stop allowing other people's mess to get in your spirit to the point that you wanna start reacting just like them. See, that's why it's so great to have a block button, especially on YouTube. I can just block your ass and keep it moving. You make another account, I can block you. And I do that in real life. If I don't want to fool with you, if you a little too much and you ain't trying to do better and you just want to lie and cry and just act like you all good and so spiritually sound, but you a hot mess, I can't fool with you. I can't fool with you. And some people you have to love from a distance. I understand now what my grandmother would tell me. You gotta love some people with a long handled spoon. And it don't make you better than another person. You just make better decisions. So when people want to say what I have to say is yapping, it's because you have no substance and you really check. You really need to find you a hobby or you find something in your life that brings meaning. And quit coming up under people's comments with your and being insulting. Because we see what type of life you have, a very miserable one. And so when I see people like that, I automatically block. And I do that in real life. Some people you just gotta block. Some people you just gotta walk away. It's some people, you can be cool with, and then their season is up, and it's just what it is. I'm not worried about people that get mad at me when I move around. I'm not worried about people that get mad if I block them, if I don't want to interact with them anymore. I'm not worried about that anymore. Why? Because I'm more concerned about my happiness and my peace. And if anything or anyone drags it down, you will be removed. You will be dismissed. Because again, I love me more than I love you. And I'm just keeping it 100. Now, you can call it yapping and lies all you want to, but your whole life probably is a lie. And you need to be around people that actually can give you some wisdom instead of the BS that you keep getting from YouTube and everywhere else. With your lying ass coming up under my comments. And use your real name the next time, punk. So, I just want to tell people, hey, Bolo. I just really want to tell people that sometimes the stuff that you got to remove yourself from, the people you got to remove yourself from, it is what it is. Hey, Mr. Clean, people can get mad. They can get in their feelings. They can be watching you. And let me talk about these. And see, this is what people don't know what monitoring spirits are, and they be like, what the hell is that? But that's actually people that have an obsessive spirit, a manipulative spirit, that watch you. They are lurking and watching you and watching what you, hey 309, watching what you do. Everything you do, they're there for it. They monitor you. They see what you're saying, what you're not saying, who you're involved with, who you're not involved with, who you're speaking to, who you're not speaking to. That's a monitoring spirit. That is really a demonic spirit, a person that is lurking and watching and having an obsession with you and what you're doing. You have to get away from those type of people. When you see that they do it to other people, you best to believe they will do it to you. See, I always talk about how if a person, it was a person that told me, well, I seen this person do it to somebody else, but they have never did it to me, so I gotta go by what they do to me. I said, but just be wary, just be clear about this. And be very wary, because what a person will do to another person on Mad Day, they will do it to you. Never think that you are exempt. Never think that you are special and somebody will not do it to you, because they will. They will. Hey, Marilyn. So people really need to pay more attention to what people are doing, what people are saying, what people are not saying. And just remember what I said. If they do it to somebody else, they're going to do it to you on Mad Day. A leopard never loses its spots. Okay? That's one thing that is true. So that's something you guys need to pay attention to, because I definitely pay attention to. That's why I am very leery and suspicious of sometimes, hey Ron, of people, because I understand even the things that I have encountered. You better be. Everybody that smiles in your face is not your friend. Everybody that says, hey bro, hey sis, is not your bro and is not your sis. Let's just keep it real. Some people play nice for the time being, but they could be something altogether differently. But even though I have had a lot of things that have happened to me in life and even on YouTube, I'm still not going to be a bitter person. I'm going to be a cautious person. I'm going to move with wisdom. I'm not going to just be taking people willy-nilly and act as, just for face value. Things in life are meant to make you better and not bitter. And you ain't gonna, I'm not gonna be a bitter person and be all ugly and crusty looking just because I can't learn to move on from folks. If you choose to be hollering and screaming and cussing and telling secrets and telling lies and mad all the time, that's gonna be on you, ma'am or sir. That's not gonna be me. Just because you've had a lot of bad things that happen in your life, like I said, you have a choice to choose the how you gonna react, how you gonna deal with it, what type of person you gonna be, and what type of person you not gonna be. That's on you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna be ugly and crusty. I'm not gonna be bitter, mad at the world. I'm just gonna be cautious. I'm just gonna be just very observant. And a lot of times I might not say much, but I might know everything of what I'm seeing. But I might not say much. Because I understand, just because you see something, that don't mean you have to say anything. Right? So in my life, and hopefully in yours, thank you so much, Chill. You are becoming a better person instead of a bitter person. Hopefully in your life, you're learning to make different type of choices better than you did last year, the year before. Because if you haven't, then you're not growing. You're staying stagnant. You're and don't blame nobody else because you chose that. And and then like I said, there's been some times in people's lives I've tried to help people and they say, well, I have did that. If you have done it, I would be seeing, and you would be seeing progress in your life. But since you haven't done it, you're going to keep experiencing the same type of thing that you're experiencing. It's a thing called insanity. Insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. So that means you're doing the same thing, but you're somehow in your mind, you thinking you're doing something different. You're doing the same thing and you're getting the same result. That is insanity. That's the definition of insanity. So it's just bewildered. I'm bewildered. And that's a lot of people don't use that word. I am stunned. I am flabbergasted. I am just appalled at some of the things that I hear from people that say they want help, they want to move on, but they keep doing the same stupid shit over and then wanting a different result. Please stop talking to me. If you them type of people, I don't want you around me, because you agitate the hell out of me and you make me want to throw up. I don't understand why in the world you can't understand that what the stupid stuff you doing is really creating your own hell. We create our own hell. Whether we believe it or not, we also create our own heaven. So don't come to me when you haven't worked on yourself, because I'm working on myself. And you can think it's lies or whatever, but I'm working on myself. I know I'm working on myself because otherwise I'd be on here cussing people out, acting a fool every day. But because I got a life, I got purpose in my life, and I know where I'm trying to go, I'm not going to entertain and do a lot of stupid stuff because I understand where it takes me. See, I make different type of choices. It don't make me better. It just makes me making better choices. So when people want to say, who does she think she is? She ain't no better than nobody else. You're very correct. But what I do differently than you is make better decisions. That's the difference. So please, hey CX, so please understand, if you love yourself and you say you love yourself and you keep getting into the same kind of foolishness, look at the choices that you are making. And once you look at yourself and look at your choices, then you understand that it's nobody else but it's you. And once you do understand that it's you, don't keep blaming other people. Look at yourself and find out, how can I make different choices to get different results? I'm looking at me and I understand hey Clara, what can I do to make a better choices to have a better result? I'm not looking to Miss Collins. I'm not looking to Cutting Edge or Clara. I'm looking at me. Then once I figure that out, I start doing it instead of regressing, instead of complaining, instead of moaning and groaning and mad at the world and bitter at the world because my life didn't turn out where it should have turned out. Well, hell, get off. Look, I'm trying my best not to cuss, but it just, get off your ass. But hey, get off your ass, stop crying, and get yourself together. Make steps to make your life better and quit depending on other people to make your life better. You got to do it. I got to do it for myself. You got to do it for yourself. Can't nobody help you. And once you do it for yourself, then God will help you. Faith without works is dead. So that means you can't go around here praying for a miracle, but just sitting on your tail and crying and complaining. It don't work like that. Everything in life, you got to work for it. Now, unless you have been brought up with a silver spoon in your mouth, and most people have not, you got to work. You gotta be determined. Do you think I just graduate the first degree I got just went to college and just sit in class without studying, without taking a darn test, without doing homework. I had to work my way through it. Right? That's just like anything else. Your healing, your choice making is going to take work, because some of us got some bad patterns that we have in our mind, and we do the same stupid stuff because we got the same old mindset. You got to break. I was talking to a friend today. Sometimes you got to kind of break your old ways of thinking. And you got to renew your mind every day, because you keep going back to the old stuff. So you got to snap out of it. Nobody's going to do it for you. I'm sorry. I wish that somebody could take my burdens and my load and everything else with it, my drama and my trauma. I wish somebody else could take that. But unfortunately, they cannot, and they will not for the most part. Everybody got to sit on their own toilet. Just like everybody got to take their own drama, their own trauma. Ain't nobody going to live your life for you. You're going to have to live your own life. When I go at Judgment Day, for those who believe in God and all in judgment, I can't take 309. I can't take Miss Collins and say, well, this happened. She was there. She saw it. She took some of it. She helped me with it. No, he gonna ask me, what did I do with my life? What did I do with what he gave me? That's what he gonna ask me. He gonna ask everybody, what did you do? He not gonna be looking at nobody else when he's dealing with an individual. And that's how life is. We're going to have to take our own load. We're going to have to be responsible for our own healing. We're going to have to be responsible for our own actions, our own attitude, and just our own choices, period. It is what it is. Hey, just saying. It is what it is. I can't blame, as much as I would love to blame Miss Collins. I cannot blame Miss Collins. As much as I want to blame Chill, I cannot blame Chill. As much as I want to blame 309 and everybody else in the chat, I gotta deal with me. And I gotta make better decisions. And like I said, every day we make a choice, or if we're gonna be bitter or we're gonna be better. If we're gonna be beautiful, if we're gonna be ugly. And beautiful is, I'm not talking about your aesthetics. I'm talking about your essence as a person. I'm talking about how you move as a whole person. Do you bring joy and love to people? Do you bring optimistic, an optimistic atmosphere to people? Are people excited when they see you? Do they enjoy to see you coming? See, when my people see me, hey, Selena, hey, and it ain't no fakeness. You can tell fakeness and realness. Or when people see you, or when they around you, oh Lord, hear this heifer, hear this nigga. Like I can't stand that bro, man. That's something wrong with that brother. Or what's wrong with that woman? She crazy as hell. She can't be happy. She always complaining and crying and moaning and groaning. What's wrong? What do you want? What do you want your essence to be when you leave a room? Is people saying, "Oh, Jesus, thank God that person's gone"? Like, really? So I'm sorry, but I just have to be honest. This is the year for me to stop doing the BS and just being real and just being like, I love you, but I can't fool with you. I wish you well. I pray for you. I hope that everything will turn out in your favor. But at this point in my life, because I love myself and I'm trying to move on and do some different things and make sure that I'm in the right spirit and right mind frame, I can't fool with you. Or I have to limit my time being around you. So I appreciate everybody. You said made some unwise choices in life and received consequences. Jesus Christ carried me through some rough waves. It's not my will be done anymore. It's God's will be done. Right, David. Shout out to you. Like I said, you learn in life different choices you need to make, and sometimes you can't blame nobody but yourself, and that's okay. We all are imperfect. We are imperfect beings, and we're gonna make some stupid decisions because sometimes, hell, we just stupid, and that's just what it is. But cry about it and pick yourself up and try again, like Aaliyah. Like, ain't nobody got time for you to keep crying and then putting that on other people. You better get you some strength about yourself and get your butt up and do what you need to do. And quit making excuses for why you can't heal. And quit making excuses for why you bitter and ugly. And hey, that's on you. I'm not going around here looking crusty and ugly. I'm going to go around here with peace. I'm going to go around here with smiles, showing my pretty white teeth and straight teeth. And I don't give a darn about what you got going on, especially if you ain't trying to do better. Goodbye. Love y'all to Reese's Pieces. Thank you so much for the super chats. If you are not a member, not a subscriber, I hope that you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for being around and pressing the like button. And if you got some time, if you do the replay, can you press the screen 2 times? I would appreciate it. I hope everybody have a good weekend. And my goal was not to offend anybody in my chat, well, except the troll. But my goal is not to offend anybody in the chat. So, and my intentions are good. My intentions is to inform and to encourage, and stop with the BS. So, and that goes for me too. I'm working on me, and I ain't doing no BS right now. I'm telling exactly from my heart how I feel and how I see things. So choose life. Choose to be better instead of bitter. Choose to be beautiful instead of ugly. So it's real simple, but it's gonna take you to make that decision and to stay with it. Love y'all to Reese's Pieces. Hey Alan. Hey L Boogie. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.